Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I'm here 365 days of the year. Yes, 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your political questions in the chat before I come on. Wizard Glick, I've never seen her live before. What time does it start? Well, it should have started before now, but I get here as soon as I can at noon or just after. So it just depends how crazy things are. And things are going to be a little discombobulated here for a bit, just because my mother got home from the hospital. And this morning I was helping her. And then yesterday we had a complete fiasco with the... suddenly there was a home healthcare nurse here, and then a physical therapist, and I had to grab Alfie and bring him in here, and he was not happy about that, and the whole thing fell apart, and I feel terrible about what a mess yesterday's live stream turned into. But I've got the schedule now, and I might reschedule some of the live streams. I'll have to look more closely, but I got a photo of the calendar for this month and next month, and I will, we might do some evening stuff or earlier or later or something. So I'll let you know. So anyway, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your prayers for my mom. Thank you. All right. So, she's okay. She's on the mend. So, fingers crossed. All right, so let's just jump into the questions. Oh, this is just a black cardigan with a neck that will close if I wanted it to. Oh, here I'll do the full Edwardian thing. There we go. Ah, Ricky. And the star of the show, the inspiration behind the typo-negative rendition of yesterday, Boo Boo Zen Kitty. Little lump of Boo Boo Zen Kitty right there, yes. Okay. Take time if you need it. Oh, I appreciate that, but I also got I kind of like that I always show up. I like the record of I come on every day. You see me every single day. And I like that. I like being able to say, I've been here every day for months. So, okay. All right. So at 3.5 minutes in, let's just jump in. Very interesting. There's something that hit the news that is fascinating. Oh, I'm glad you guys are liking the overlays. I'm just loving it. I'm loving these paintings. But anyway. Thank you, Roland. Okay, so make it 3:45. So a clear link has been made in court with conviction of a GOP donor. He was convicted of funneling Russian money to Trump's 2016 campaign. Links in the description. Will this link lead to legal ramifications for Trump? Well, let's grab the link. Let's have a quick look. Let's just have a little look. Look-see. Sharing screen. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Chrome tab. GOP strategist. Ooh. GOP strategist pardoned by Trump, now convicted of illegally funneling Russian money to him. Let me take down the overlay. Okay. GOP strategist pardoned by Trump, now convicted of illegally funneling him Russian cash. Jesse Benton, 44. He was pardoned by Trump in 2020 for a different campaign finance crime. Months before he was indicted again on 6 counts related to facilitating an illegal foreign campaign donation. He was found guilty on all 6 counts. He began his career in GOP Libertarian. Well, that says a lot about him right there. Senator Paul helped achieve a pardon for Benton, whatever. And is that it? That's how he gained credibility. The evidence at trial. Good grief, there are so many ads on this page. The evidence, and yes, I do have an ad blocker, but I don't think I have it on for this site. The evidence at trial showed Benton bought a $25,000 ticket to a September 2016 Republican National Convention event. All right. So he funneled money to Trump's campaign. Does anybody care? Is this going to matter? True, Holly. Libertarians aren't for true liberty. They just want a free-for-all. Right. I don't even know how much this even hit Trump's consciousness. I mean, he doesn't care who he's selling stuff to. He doesn't care who he's selling tickets to. He doesn't, as long as he's getting money, he doesn't care. Knight of Pentacles. All right, this was this person doing his thing. Sorry. The problem with this is I don't want to hit the microphone. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. Hermit. 7 of Swords. Thief card. He was just convicted. 2 of Wands. Communication. 7 of Cups. I wonder if he was more on his own. I wonder, was he pretty much like a Manafort, where there was like, pick an oligarch, work for said oligarch. Thief, communicate, help the right, fudge the numbers. I'm not getting Trump here. Julie Robinette says, I care. Grim Bleeper. Oh, I understand. We care. But, you know, Knight of Cups. If we have so much else to there's so much other crime he's done. Oh, Cindy Lou, hello to all you wonderful people. I brought donuts. Oh, thank you. And since they're not real, then mine's vegan, and it's wonderful. Thank you. Mel Broussard, anyone want some coffee to go with those donuts? Yes, please. Nah, I got nothing. For what it's worth, I got nothing. Hello, cat. The cheery good morrow, friends. Okay. Well, I mean, there's not much there. But let's move on to other truly heinous human beings. Oh, I figured out how to finally set up my blog so I can start creating a database of astrology. You know the squares I make with the chart and then a little bit of writing on it? I want to make a bunch of those for different politicians. So finally figured out how to get a blog going. My only concern is I'm using Squarespace. That's where my website is. And I'm concerned that I'm going to run out of space. It says something stupid like you can only have like 1,000 blocks on your website. It's like, how can you have a blog if you can only have 1,000 blocks? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Might have to move the blog itself over to like Blogger or something. That's where Marjorie Orr has her astrology blog. I'm just going to go on to the next question. Okay. You poor things. You hear so much that you don't need to know. Me mulling over all my stuff. Kari Lake is headed to Mar-a-Lago after her Arizona loss. Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to be so upset. What is Kari Lake? Are she and Trump planning something? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be Trump's running mate, but Kari Lake might be. And you know Trump loves nothing more than women fighting over him. Sudden waves of nausea. Oh, honey, I wouldn't lift a single hair off the table that had fallen from my head. Oh. Yeah, thank you guys. All right, Kari Lake. Kari Lake has more class than Marjorie Taylor Greene does. And we know Trump doesn't have class, but he wants to pretend that he does. CC Ryder says that your channel, my channel, this channel, has 6.2 million views since December of 2016. Bravo. Thank you. I didn't know it was that old. I thought I started in 2018. Maybe I just... Oh, I think I started it and then maybe I didn't do much with it until then. June or July 28. Anyway, thank you. Have you ever seen Marjorie Taylor Greene doing pull-ups? It's most distressing. Anyway, 9 of Cups. Well, she lost. Trump lost. Oh! It's reunion of the losers. Deborah says bad form, floppy fish. Something like that. Polyodicysautum is famous. Thank you. Sun, 6 of Swords, Queen of Swords. Oh, they have a lot in common. Oh, they are talking about future election. They're going to talk about how elections have been stolen. Yes, Lori Kimrell, the Loser Club. Actually, that's Mar-a-Lago, isn't it? Loser Club? Mark a loser? Mark of a loser? Down at Loser Mark a loser. Kari Lake and Trump. Yeah, they're going to complain about stolen elections, and what are we going to do? And losers. Trump, Kari Lake, loser. Seek help. Seek help, guys. Knight of Wands, Lovers, 7 of Swords. The election was stolen. We have to fight it. Oh, they're just 2 rotted, disgusting peas in a rotted, disgusting pod, aren't they? Okay. So they're definitely working together. let's try. I'm curious now. So at like 15:15, Trump and Kari Lake versus MTG. I feel like I should. It's just like a word. It's like a math problem, and I feel like I should be putting like brackets around Kari Lake versus MTG, Trump and Kevin Brazil brings to mind Ferengi Rule of Acquisition 109. Dignity and an empty sack is worth the sack. Yes. The rules of acquisition. All right. Trump, Kari Lake, MTG. I don't know who would each one be. I guess I'll find out. They're both they're both ambitious. They are both a jealous type, but I don't feel like they're as much on each other's radar as we think they are. Maybe Queen of Swords. Well, yeah, he hasn't chosen who's going to be VP, so his VP, not the VP, because that ain't happening. King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Temperance, and Two of Cups. Trump's it doesn't matter. I don't actually get that much ire between them, to be honest. I mean, it would be so much better for, I don't know, my ratings or whatever, if I was like, yes, there's this huge fiasco. The huge fiasco is Trump and his financial situation and how he's going to lose everything. And there's no there. There's no future there. And Democrats, I still get Democrats are going to retake the House, but we'll see. But he can't trust us. He hasn't even got the nomination. Yeah, but there's some candidates who've talked about who would their VP pick would be. Aren't there? I could be wrong. I thought that was the case. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Oh gosh. All right. So, Stephanie, Trillium Tarot had a great question. Okay, so 1815. And thank you again for being here. This is huge. All right. Saudi Arabia is funneling quote unquote billions to Trump family as former president launches a comeback. Yeah. Okay. If Saudi Arabia is funneling all that money in, how is that not a campaign finance violation? And why is Saudi Arabia still supporting Trump, considering he's out of power? Oh, wow. By the way, I'm fine, but sometimes I get a physical feeling will run through me when I'm reading on certain things. I'm feeling like suddenly dizzy. Like this is a big deal, and oh my gosh, is this blood money? It's coming out too. It feels like CIA. Just laying the cards out. This is what happened. This is what's here. This was that. This one's that. Where's Trump getting his money? Mm-hmm. Ace of Pentacles. Emperor. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups. This might be why he announced his candidacy so early, earliest of any major candidate in history, to the best of my knowledge. Of, I mean, that's what they've been saying on TV and the news. So, he in theory has a cushion with Saudi Arabia for money, but it's also more than that. If he doesn't get back into power, if he doesn't have more to give to Saudi Arabia, well, why would they give him all this money? Things would get really, really dicey. And then these are aces. This is a beginning. Far right, or actually Trump's actions, but also the left scrutiny. Beginnings. So this may have to wait until, doing something about this may have to wait until January, the next Congress starting. CC Ryder says article summarizes money from Saudi since he left office. $2 billion to Kushner, Live Golf, etc. William's asking what will happen when they find out Trump sold documents. Their leader, apparently, fricasseed a person. So I don't know that, but I hear what you're saying. Let's ask. At 22, and I'm only flippant about how I say that because I will just burst into tears if I think about what actually happened to that poor man. Hang on, where was that? Okay, so William was asking what happened to Trump's Saudi money. And they find out Trump had shared sold top secret documents. I mean, right now they know he's under investigation and they don't care. But then again, MBSC isn't actually completely in charge yet. He's mostly in charge, and there are still some. I don't know the details of how the Saudi monarchy has organized their government, but apparently there is like a committee set up that questions, like, where is this money going? Where is that money going? CC Ryder, breaking news, MSNBC, Garland named special counsel in Mar-a-Lago January 6 case. Special prosecutor? Holly in France, breaking, a special counsel will be appointed to determine if Donald Trump should face charges stemming from Justice Department probes. So that means somebody's going to have to start all over? Holly says 3 new grand juries were being impaneled at U.S. District Court in D.C. a few hours ago. Huh. I like that, Glenn. The Saudis have us and most of the world by the oil pipeline. Yeah. All right. Let me just ask this, and then we'll go deep into that. Heather says, "Well, so much for that. Say goodbye to any charges for the next few years." We'll look at it. I'll do an overloaded Celtic. Just give me a second here. Saudis are the committees that say, "Hang on, that's not a good investment. That money can't go there." Glenn Bird says the Wall Street Journal is speculating, but others are saying it's on MSNBC. Hang on, hang on. 5 of Wands. Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 8 of Swords, Temperance, Knight of Wands. I think they might, what do I know? I'm just entertainment only YouTube, just reading the collective energy. But what this feels like, oh, they benefited directly from Trump with his top secret stuff. But he will be hemmed in. And that's gonna, when he's no longer any good to them, why would they keep? I mean, the other thing is he's with like the live golf thing and everything. He's given them an in to, as America, for a place to park more money openly. So, Julie Robinette says, "Calm down, everyone. This is going to work out." William says, "Autumn, I thought so." Okay. Elaine says, "Midas touch will explain it all." Lori Kimmerl says 3 grand juries and a special counsel. Evelyn says dump is going down. All right. So let's say 27 minutes in. Garland and panels. 3 grand juries, because Trump has, he's got the best words, he's got the best people, he's got the biggest, the brightest, the bigliest, he's got the grandest juries. Garland has 3 grand juries and wants a special counsel for the Trump. Is it specifically January 6th? Investigations. We're going to look something up, though. I need my... Oh, here it is. I would need to be able to hear whatever it is. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. Let's not panic. No panicking. This is not a channel of panicking. Remember, if there's a patron saint on this channel, it's Mr. Rogers. And what would Mr. Rogers say? He'd say, look for the helpers, help those around you, do what you can, and then there's some things you can't do. So we'll just take a minute here, and I'll look this up. Lori is saying, not panicked, excited. Okay. Well, let's have a look. I don't know if my MSNBC is... Oh, okay, breaking. Big red. Merrick Garland to appoint special counsel in probes of Donald Trump. Let me see if the other day the live wasn't loading. So sometimes it'll show... Oh, no. Okay, here we go.
We did in the investigation and pluck the very best trial lawyer there to oversee. It's someone who's probably overseen before. So not knowing anything, that's the generic description I'm looking at. A former United States attorney or high-ranking prosecutor with no political vestiges or identification on either side, and who you'll hear the attestations within the department that this person is 100% solid. But that won't stop the Republican Congress from saying, look at the library fines he accrued and his nephew who made a contribution to Democrats, and there will be no doubt open season on this person.
And you already touched on, Brendan, what you think the Republican reaction will be. But I want to read to you, Brendan, something from what Harry Litman actually wrote when he did a recent column. And he said, as it does across the political landscape, Trump's candidacy throws his already singular situation, a former president tied to highly unlawful acts, into cosmic weirdness. What are you going to be looking for after what we are expecting to be this announcement from the Attorney General?
Yeah, I expect Donald Trump to turn his sights on it and ask his allies in Congress to try to meddle in it. I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. And Harry got at something before. We spent an enormous amount of time and energy when I was in the Speaker's office convincing or trying to stop some of our members from getting in the middle of Mueller's investigation. At every step, they wanted to come and demand things, ask for things, and we were just a hard no every time. Paul Ryan did everything he could to defend that investigation and said, it was important to carry through to its end. I don't know whether the new Republican leadership is going to have the political capital to be able to rein people in and say no in the way that we were able to do before. So I'm going to be very interested to see what the committees in the House do and whether they can be reined in at all.
Does McCarthy have the will?
Yeah, I don't know that he has the ability to. I don't think he has enough political capital to spend to say, hey guys, knock it off. This is more serious than politics. This is about the law. I just don't think that's how this conference thinks, and he's going to be able to convince anyone of that.
And
So
Chris,
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
putative head of judiciary, Jim Jordan, is one of the most aggressive. He'll be pushing. But at the end of the day, it'll be Garland who pushes back and says you can't have any of this information, and it's just going to be at loggerheads for 2 years.
So I also want to say that Joe Biden just had an event talking about the economy to business leaders. This was not brought up. It may be, and I've been in some of these before, you don't even get any service in that room. So the members of the media who were in there may not even have known this was coming down to ask a question about that, but no comment from the White House yet. But one of the things you wrote as you talk about Merrick Garland, Harry Litman, is you say this could probably be the most important action the DOJ has ever undertaken. Talk a little more about that.
Sure. I mean, look, the prosecution of a former president and on such serious crimes, it's just territory we've never been in. And as much as the department and Garland are determined to do it sort of by the book, the facts and the law, the only...
Okay. So can you guys see that? I don't think it's, maybe the closed caption isn't big enough. Size. There we go. Extra large. Default. On. Hope that's better. Okay, so I was asking, I threw like I threw an overloaded Celtic, so many cards on what's going to happen with the special counsel, that sort of thing. Card for the reading, I definitely get the people on the right trying to get information to undermine things, but they're not going to be able to. That's not happening. It's still Biden's DOJ. Even if he doesn't get involved, it's still Biden's DOJ. And special counsels, you just know. All right, that's not happening. All right, so the decision has already been made. Whoever it is, it's already been decided. I know. Still have the news on the main screen. I left it up there with the closed captions on in case there's something there that you guys wanted to see. So you've got the option to kind of follow along there if you want to, or follow me, or you've got choices here. And I've left this big because the closed captions are so small. That says I can't. The little cars. I assume you mean the closed caption. Does it get any bigger? I've got an extra large. Is there a... There. That's as big as I can make it. Cards. Okay. Anyway. So in the center, there already has been quite a bit of work done. There has been a lot of... There's a lot of evidence that's already been gathered. And Trump was protected. That's what's hanging over this. In the past, he was protected. He had his minions protecting him. And down here, we've got Biden. And this is going up against Trump, but they didn't pull the trigger and arrest him. So it's just a page. Rather frustrated. Okay. I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little frustrated with this reading, but also I'm trying to decide what's the best thing, so you can still figure out. Some people don't have access to cable news, and I'm trying to help with that. And I am explaining what the cards are. So I am doing the best I can here. Okay. Home environment, we're disappointed, but also they haven't been able to kick down everything. The Republicans have, at least temporarily, they're going to be taking control of the House, but they can't kick down everything. Hopes and fears, limiting, getting somebody off, so you can't actually get at him. That's the point of the special counsel. It's actually, that feels like it's a good thing. What other people see? Well, we see all the paperwork that's gone back and forth, and yeah, on and on. The challenge, he was president. And some people haven't quite twigged that we're not a monarchy. Just because you've been president doesn't mean you're more than just a guy or a woman. You're just a person. That's it. All right, so near future, the Republicans are upset about this, but they're coming in, so the person with the evidence is moving away from them, from the Republicans coming in. Thank you. And then for the final outcome, I've got a partnership amongst Democrats. I've got strength. And then I've got action taken, but this is probably Trump fighting back or something. Let me see if I can get some more information. But let's have a look at 3815. 3815 is, as you asked in the chat, is Garland doing this because he's a coward, like Coward Bragg, Manhattan District Attorney, who is the biggest disappointment that I know of, or that's on my radar. All right, so Garland, are you doing this because you just, and why not? Why haven't they pulled the trigger already? What else? He has the documents. He has the documents. There are people who took a document, took it home, didn't show it to anybody, and ended up in jail for what, 3 years? So Garland, I'm just asking, are you doing this because you're a coward? I'm not saying he is. Okay, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying you're asking, so I'm asking. I'm not saying he is or is not. Everybody, seriously, okay, everybody take a breath. In, out. In, out. We are going to be okay. All right? Trump is not going to become president again. His failures are going to be epic, and we are going to celebrate them here. We're going to be okay. So, you're asking questions in the chat, I'm reading on them, okay? I've got your back, right? Because we're in this together. Well, there's a lot of political stuff involved in this. 7 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords, Moon, Tower. I don't think he's a coward. I think he's overcautious. He's got them on the defense, but they're still fighting. The Republicans were not able to interfere with him, with Garland and what have you, but now they're looking at coming into control of the House. He really wants to nail Trump, but I swear I guess these people have taken the idea of if you shoot at the king, you best not miss. They've taken this way too far. This is a man. That's it. He's just a guy. And Garland's actually it feels like he is actually doing this to try to protect the investigation. Okay, so now the question is, breaking news.
There's major breaking news at this hour because we are waiting for Attorney General Merrick Garland. He is expected to make a statement in just a few minutes as we learn the breaking news that Garland has named a special counsel to investigate the Mar-a-Lago case and key aspects of the January 6th investigation. Joining me now is Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delanian. Ken, bring us up to speed.
Good afternoon, Chris. That's right. A senior Justice Department official tells NBC News that Attorney General Merrick Garland has appointed a special counsel to investigate the entire Mar-a-Lago case into whether national defense information was improperly retained at former President Donald Trump's home in Florida and key aspects of the January 6th investigation, specifically the elements that involve allegedly unlawful efforts to overturn the 2020 election and influence the certification of electoral college votes. In other words, not the Capitol riot cases, but the aspects of the cases that involve former President Donald Trump. As you mentioned, Merrick Garland is expected to announce this move at 2:15 today and tell us who the special counsel will be. One of the interesting questions here is that we are in a very different place in these investigations than we were when Robert Mueller was appointed to oversee the so-called Trump-Russia investigation. That investigation was in its nascent stages at the time Mueller took over, and he built a team, and he essentially started from scratch. These investigations are very far along the tracks. There have been grand juries, witness testimony, FBI interviews, particularly the Mar-a-Lago investigation is seen as so advanced that it looked like for a while that the Justice Department was building a trial team. They're bringing on prosecutors with experience trying these kinds of cases. So a really open question here is whether this special counsel will want to start again, essentially, and hire a new team of FBI agents and reinvestigate the case, or whether he or she will simply take what has already been presented and then just make some very important decisions about whether to charge crimes in this case, Chris.
I mean, the amount of information that they've already acquired is voluminous. We know this, and they have been putting together, prosecutors have been busy putting together all of that evidence, looking at case law that needs to be put together to decide what might apply here. I mean, just talk about how much work has gone into this already.
That's right. I mean, in the Mar-a-Lago case alone, We know from this voluminous court record about the seizure and the documents, and then we know from reporting that they've interviewed a number of key witnesses in that case. But really, it comes down to, in that particular case, it comes down to a judgment call about whether to charge the former president. And we're seeing in recent days some reporting on the large number of cases of people who took home classified information with no allegation that they gave it to a foreign power or disseminated it, who went to prison. And so the consensus in the legal community is that if it was anybody else but a former president, they already would have been indicted. And so presumably this special counsel is going to have to make this momentous decision.
I am so sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, this is Trump. That's him. Just a guy. He's just a guy. This is do not underestimate the DOJ. This feels like the presidential seal, the star here. It does make a difference. There is a knight, the Democratic knight moving forward. I know you couldn't hear me before, but hopefully you can hear me now. Unfortunately, it's ending with the hermit, which is quiet contemplation and carefully going through careful study. So, yeah. Thank you, Square Peg. So the next question. Oh, no, where are the comments? Hide current comment. There we go. So the next question is at 48 and a bit. $48.30. Will the new special counsel charge Donald DJT? Charge. Whatever you want to call it. I've got a hanged man, so I think this person's going to want to sit and look very, very carefully. So, ultimately, will the new special counsel charge Donald John Trump with serious crimes? Because between the top secret documents and January 6th, there's a lot there. CC Ryder, the grand jury recommends indictments. They recommend it, but I mean, think of Coward Bragg, Manhattan DA Coward Bragg. There were grand juries there against Trump. And what has Bragg done? Oh, wait, I've got a sound effect. I think. Does the sound effect? Yeah. That's what Coward Bragg did in New York. Crickets. So, Mimi says Garland is not Bragg. No, I understand that, but I'm asking about. I'm not even. This question isn't even about Garland. This question is about this special counsel. Will this special counsel being appointed? Will this special counsel charge Donald John Trump with serious crimes? Whew. Well, so far it's been a big far-right victory. So far. All right, 6 of Swords, Star, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Oh, I've got a Death card. So, Michelle, I shouldn't still be muted. Are you, hopefully you're behind? So anyway, this special counsel, will the special counsel indict Trump? Well, this feels like the grand jury. This is the 6 of Swords. I need to make myself look bigger here for a second. There we go. This is the grand jury is what this feels like. Again, the presidential seal. And they've been talking to people and talking to people and talking to people. There's a big major arcana death card that kind of comes out of nowhere. And I don't want to guess. Ten of Swords. That 10 of Swords is a real possibility. Okay, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, High Priestess. Higher Wisdom. Why is the energy muddled? I mean, that's the card for the reading's clear. That would be charging Trump, and this is Republicans can't do anything, and this might be Trump the businessman. Glenn Bird says your emotions may be skewing the cards. I think that might be it, but is there something unusual here? Is there something screwy we don't know about? Like maybe this special counsel starts and then maybe it's taking me literally. Will a special counsel appointed by the U.S. Attorney General indict Trump, charge Trump with crimes? I think that's more. We just need to be less specific. I'm about this close to being like, 2 syllable, is that 2 words or 2 syllables? 2 syllables. Zap, like charge. Zzz, you can't make noise, so finger socket here, charges. I'm trying to explain the cards. Special counsel appointed by the United States Attorney General. They bring charges against Donald John Trump. 10 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Fool. 2 of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. 6 of Swords. This energy is clearer. This energy is much clearer. But it's also saying, I think Letitia James is going to be doing the most damage sooner. There's business mess right in the middle of this. So, but this is an investigation. that's leading to charges, going to prison, that sort of thing right here. Aggressively going after the fool. So maybe this particular special counsel will step down or something. There's some kind of hitch in there somewhere, but then eventually it's yes. Yeah. So at 55:30, why doesn't Garland charge Trump now? Thank you, Kevin. Kevin says Autumn is negotiating our collective angst also. Please keep that in mind. Doing great. Thank you. So why doesn't Garland charge Trump now? Why special counsel? Why more hoops? Why more? Did you go to Mar-a-Lago? Yes. Did you find top secret classified documents? Yes. We're done here, right? Again, 10 of Pentacles. Is it? Okay, I've got to ask what that is. What are you? Because you keep cropping up, but it doesn't. Okay. Two of Pentacles, Temperance, Knight of Cups, Hermit, Nine of Pentacles. Well, there are definitely people in power, powerful people involved, but who cares? That's not your job. And again, this, he'd go forward, but he just temperance, and he wants to study everything. It has to be every little thing, every little. Apple says Garland won't even do more searches of Trump's properties. Yeah. Oh, I don't think anybody bribed Garland. I really don't. Look, I read on politics every single day. I don't have any kind of inherent love of politicians. Let me promise you that. Okay, I'm going to turn this exposure back on because it's getting kind of dark in here. All right, that's just crazy. Come on, camera. Work with me here. I know it's dark out, but come on. Come on, man. Right, if I turn that on, if I turn this on, make it brighter in here. Put my evening light. Turn that on when it's. Is that any better? Not really. All right, I'll turn this up this way. Oh, that does exactly the same. There we go. All right, there I've got features. So we will listen to Garland when he speaks. Kathy Lampson says, did we know there were several new subpoenas in recent days? I don't know anything about that. Okay. All right. Donna, hopefully my sound isn't off. Go forward. Jump forward. You might be behind. So. Dr. Nancy, are there other charges not Mar-a-Lago that will get him? I think so. Yeah, well, then it gets complicated. What kind of charges, where? You've still got Georgia as well. Things have not gone well for Trump in the Weisselberg trial. Weisselberg said that he wasn't going to he wasn't going to testify against Trump, but what he said on the stand is absolutely hurting Trump. So, oh, here we go. All right.
That's right.
Oh,
All right, let me ask you as well then, Lisa Rubin, what would your question be today for the Attorney General?
Did you consider any alternatives? So Harry was referring to the special counsel regulations, which do dictate the appointment of a special counsel in certain circumstances where there's a conflict of interest or
Let's listen
other
in.
extraordinary circumstances. But then there's sort of a clause at the end of it that says that the Attorney General is free to look at alternatives to appointing a special counsel, including recusals. So one of the questions I might have is, how did you satisfy yourself that those alternatives wouldn't have been sufficient to address concerns of the American public in investigating a former president? For example, could you have limited the people at the Department of Justice involved in this to those who really and truly have a need to know what is going on? Or could you have removed from the investigation anybody with a spouse or immediate family member who works at the White House? Were there ways to remove those perceived conflicts of interest without going to the point where you appointed a special counsel?
Former Assistant Director for Counterintelligence at the FBI, Frank Figliuzzi, joins me as well. And I may have to interrupt you if the Attorney General comes out. But obviously, this is something that has been considered for a long time, but it does add a kind of another layer by appointing a special counsel. Your thoughts?
Chris, and ultimately it will create a delay, just naturally so. My thoughts initially are, look, I understand why this is happening, but yet I don't agree with it happening. And that's because we either have a Justice Department capable of doing its job, even under the most difficult, challenging of circumstances, or we don't. And as previous speakers have said, even if you selected the most optimal candidate, if Mother Teresa was still alive, they would find a way on the political side to tear her apart. So no matter who is selected here, it won't matter. It will be political and partisan. We've seen it with Robert Mueller as special counsel. We'll see it with the.
okay. It's just talking. So we've just got to wait for. We just got to wait. William's asking cocktails. Anyone? Oh. After this, I really just want a nice refreshing soda. I don't drink, but boy, let me tell you, politics, if anything could send me to send me to drink. Oh, Tishelle says, here we go. All right, here we go, everybody.
It's only
And here is
natural.
Merrick
We're
Garland.
going to
Let's
be
listen in.
From
okay.
the beginning. So
I'm here today to announce the appointment of a special counsel in connection with two ongoing criminal investigations that have received significant public attention. The first, as described in court filings in the District of Columbia, is the investigation into whether any person or entity unlawfully interfered with the transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election or the certification of the Electoral College vote held on or about January 6, 2021. The second is the ongoing investigation involving classified documents and other presidential records, as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation, referenced and described in court filings in a pending matter in the Southern District of Florida. I'm joined today by Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia Matthew Graves, and Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division Kenneth Polite. Assistant Attorney General for National Security Matthew Olson could not be here. He is currently in Germany representing the department at the G7 Home Affairs and Security Ministerial. U.S. Attorney Graves has been ably leading the investigations into the events leading up to and on January 6. He and dozens of assistant U.S. attorneys and other prosecutors have taken on the monumental task of conducting over 900 prosecutions in defense of our democratic institutions. Criminal Division prosecutors under the able leadership of Assistant Attorney General Polite have played a significant role in those prosecutions. Assistant Attorney General Olson has been ably leading the team responsible for investigating the matter involving classified documents and other presidential records. as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation. All of the career prosecutors assigned to these matters are conducting their work in the best traditions of the Department of Justice. I also want to recognize the efforts of the many FBI agents and other law enforcement personnel who are assigned to these matters. They are working courageously and steadfastly and are serving our nation honorably. I am grateful to them. We all are. The Department of Justice has long recognized that in certain extraordinary cases, it is in the public interest to appoint a special prosecutor to independently manage an investigation and prosecution. Based on recent developments, including the former president's announcement that he is a candidate for president in the next election, and the sitting president's stated intention to be a candidate as well, I have concluded that it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel. Such an appointment underscores the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters. It also allows prosecutors and agents to continue their work expeditiously and to make decisions indisputably guided only by the facts and the law. The special counsel will conduct parts of the first investigation I just mentioned. The investigation into whether any person or entity unlawfully interfered with the transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election, or with the certification of the Electoral College vote held on or about January 6. This does not include prosecutions that are currently pending in the District of Columbia or future investigations and prosecutions of individuals for offenses committed while they were physically present on the Capitol grounds on January 6. Those investigations and prosecutions will remain under the authority of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. The special counsel will also conduct the investigation involving classified documents and other presidential records, as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation. Today, I signed an order appointing Jack Smith to serve as special counsel. The order authorizes him to continue the ongoing investigation into both of the matters that I have just described and to prosecute any federal crimes that may arise from those investigations. Mr. Smith is a veteran career prosecutor. He began his prosecutorial career in 1994 as an assistant district attorney with the New York County DA's office. In 1999, he became an assistant U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York, where over the course of 9 years, he prosecuted matters ranging from gang murders of police officers to civil rights violations. From 2008 to 2010, he served with the International Criminal Court, where he supervised war crimes investigations. In 2010, Mr. Smith returned to the Justice Department to serve as chief of the Public Integrity Section, where he led a team of more than 30 prosecutors who handled public corruption and election crimes cases across the United States. In 2015, he agreed to serve as the first assistant U.S. attorney for the Middle District of Tennessee, later becoming the acting United States attorney. Most recently, Mr. Smith served as a chief prosecutor for the special court in The Hague, charged with investigating and adjudicating war crimes in Kosovo. Mr. Smith will begin his work as special counsel immediately and will be returning to the United States from The Hague. Throughout his career, Jack Smith has built a reputation as an impartial and determined prosecutor who leads teams with energy and focus to follow the facts wherever they lead. As special counsel, he will exercise independent prosecutorial judgment to decide whether charges should be brought. Although the special counsel will not be subject to the day-to-day supervision of any official of the department, he must comply with the regulations, procedures, and policies of the department. I will ensure that the special counsel receives the resources to conduct this work quickly and completely. Given the work to date and Mr. Smith's prosecutorial experience, I am confident that this appointment will not slow the completion of these investigations. The men and women who are pursuing these investigations are conducting themselves in accordance with the highest standards of professionalism. I could not be prouder of them. I strongly believe that the normal processes of this department can handle all investigations with integrity. And I also believe that appointing a special counsel at this time is the right thing to do. The extraordinary circumstances presented here demand it. Mr. Smith is the right choice to complete these matters in an even-handed and urgent manner. Thank you all.
Mr. Attorney General, you pledged to release any written.
And he's not going to take any questions, clearly. Attorney General Merrick Garland saying it's the right thing to do, taking the extraordinary and, in fact, unprecedented step of naming a special counsel in 2 separate investigations involving the former president and current candidate for president of the United States, Donald.
Okay. You've got some closed captions there if you want to be following that. But I just picked up the deck. This is the world card. This is a closure of. Garland's not kidding. It's going to be like here, closed door. All right, Jack Smith, who's been prosecuting war crimes. I made some notes here. He worked for the International Criminal Court. He's fought public corruption, and he's fought election crimes. He's chief prosecutor at the Hague for war crimes. Oh, there he is. There's Jack Smith. Yeah, I don't. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look at Jack Smith. Jack Smith. And have pity on me for having being the person that has to find this guy's birth date. Do you know how many Jack Smiths there are? Anyway. Oh, he's dealt with thieves and war criminal. Trump's just another thief to him. See, that's the thing. He's also worked internationally. He doesn't care about he's gone after leaders of countries. He's gone after, I like it. Knight of Wands, 4 of Wands. Again, I've got to ask what that is. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Huh? That's interesting. He's not even in these cards. This is all Trump stuff. The things that Trump did while he was in office, the things that Trump did at Mar-a-Lago, the Trump dynasty, the communications, the interviews that have already been conducted by January 6th as well, interviews. Wow. CC Ryder says, which card is a thug card? Is he a thug? Thug? I don't know. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but to me, a thug is not a good thing. Yes, Cheryl, he's not political. Heavy hitter, yes. Involved in controversial cases. He cares about the case. Seriously, this guy's no joke. No joke. Smart as a whip. Jack Smith, King of Swords. That could be it. Jack Smith, are you going to charge Donald Trump? He has I feel no fear. I feel no fear from this guy. Donna says, this should be a good thing. Shouldn't it? I feel like the chat is divided. Why? Asking with caring. People are frustrated with Garland. They're frustrated that Trump's still swanning around. Knight of Pentacles. This is absolutely to keep the Republicans away from protecting Trump. Absolutely. Ace of Cups. So we had the World card, and that was very much the end of an era, end of a thing. And then we have this new beginning. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Moon card is in the middle, Five of Pentacles, King of Cups. New start. There's not much Republicans can do. But this leads to, there's just people furious, Trump out in the cold. There's people on the right out in the cold. In this sense, with Biden is in a stronger position politically. When he's looking at people interfering in January 6th, on January 6th, I don't know that this is limited to just Trump. Mel Broussard says if grand juries have already been impaneled, then any attempt to interfere is a federal crime. I could see that. This guy's no joke. And this, he doesn't screw around. He's a man of action. Yes, Katie Arbuckle. They're bringing in the big guns. The guy who used to punish war criminals. This is big. Yeah. Taylor believes indictments will come for Republicans in Congress first. Could be. Four of Pentacles. The Republicans can't protect Trump. They cannot protect him. Kevin Brazil says, yes, I picked up Congress people in the J6 mention. Ooh, is Jack Smith how Democrats retain control? Well, the thing is, though, he's got to familiarize himself with the case. He's got to this is going to cause a lot. There are Republicans worried about this. Oh, I'm getting strongly. Republicans are worried about Jack Smith getting involved. A lot of people have already had their messages turned over to like the January 6th committee or the DOJ. Republicans are very shaky ground. And they think they're throwing red meat to their base. You know, Hunter Biden's laptop, there is no laptop. And then then it's the moon. Howling at the moon. They're furious. He's not just going to indict Trump. Is he going to indict Trump? 3 cards. Is he going to indict other sitting members of Congress? Ace of Swords. That doesn't just feel like the beginning of legal matters. That feels like a gargantuan sword piercing the crown. Oh, this guy, I could use a very rude term, but let us say, behold his field, for it is bare. We can fill in the blanks on that one. And when it comes to people of power and what have you. Yes, Deanne, this is bigger than just Florida man. Mm-hmm. Mel Broussard, I like that. Sword of truth. Tell it, Jack. Yeah. All right. Is he going to indict Trump? Fool. Queen of Cups. King of... He'll indict anybody. Anybody who's involved in any way. behold his field and see that it is bare. Will you indict members of Congress? It's like all day long. Wow. Democrats are there just trying to do their thing, and then it's like we're the kids and the adults have come into the room, and he's the adult, and it's just like, hope for the country. This is the way it's going to be. Holy buckets. Tower. Holy buckets. I am getting huge cards, huge energy for Jack Smith. One Jack Smith. All right, you guys know that what I was talking about? Yes, about behold my fields and see that they are bare. You know what I'm referring to there, don't you? Thank you for being here, Alicia. All right, so you're going to carefully, he's in the Hague right now. He was just having, speculoos with his coffee, and now he's like, here's all the Trump stuff. Dump. CC Ryder, is Jack Smith's energy more aggressive or strong than Garland's? Stronger, clearer. Okay, you guys don't know what I'm referring to. Okay. He doesn't give a flying who you are. Deborah says, do you go back and read our comments? Sometimes. Yes, Joan B, exactly. Behold my field of, and see that it is bare. That is him. No messing around. Exactly, Cheryl. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Cheryl, I love that. Oh, yeah. It's going to be like, well, bluster, politician, bluster, and he'll just be like, here, I'm indicting you on these charges. He just, entertainment only, YouTube. Thank you, Justin's mom. But just, you're going to take a long time. 3 of Wands. It's like they're waiting for his plane to land. 2 of Pentacles. 6 of Swords. 4 of Swords. 10 of Cups. People on the right, they're trying to come up with their plan, what they're going to do, if they can do anything, and how they can have counter narratives and all of this. But they're going to have trouble with that. Right in the middle, I've got a card of this is my going up the river card. And you can try to fight it, but this is prosecution that will stick. And then happy Democrats. Full 10. Like maybe Democrats back in charge of the House. Something like that. I like this guy's energy. I really like this guy's energy. Oh boy. It is so good to have an adult in the room. And just the best we saw of adults when we were kids, there were adults who were bullies, there were adults who were mealy-mouthed, but sometimes there were adults who, they walked into a room and you knew that you were safer because they were just not going to put up with anything from anybody out there. And there was no moving them. They were, but That's what this feels like. So I actually feel yeah. It might be tapping into something in my chart as well, though, or certainly something in my subconscious. So anyway, we're going to be okay. He's not screwing around. He is going to take some time to go through what he has, because he needs to organize it and get his own team looking, sorting, organizing, but he's not screwing around. I love this energy. So I think this is going to be good. Apple says nothing burger. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know the expression, but I don't know. All right. Thank you so much for being here. That's going to do it for me for today. But oh, thank you, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, for patrons, a week from tomorrow night, so it's not tomorrow night, it's a week from tomorrow night, is the monthly Patreon Tarot Social for members. And this month, I'm gathering information. We're going to talk about really interesting, some of the most interesting things in astrology. So that's a week from tomorrow night. And if you'd like to become a patron, it's not horribly expensive. You can just, the link's in the description box if you want to become a patron. We get together once a month, and it's usually a good time. It's more relaxed. So anyway, take a deep breath. Know you are not alone. Just know that in your heart that you are not alone. We are in this together. All right. There are good days ahead. And I'm going to be right back here tomorrow, okay? And a lot of you are here every day too, which is fantastic. So it is 1:45 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3:30, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome to join. And I will be right back here tomorrow. So hang in there. I'm feeling good about this. I really am. I'm frustrated. You know, I get frustrated too, but I'm feeling really good about this. So, all right, take care. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow.